what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by thunder. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And we're back with episode 7, the final episode of Bendy and the Dark Revival. Anyways, let's get into the game because so much to do and so little time to do so. So yeah, as you heard, or well, also see the video title, which of course that means you already knew this ahead of time. Yeah. As you already know, this is the final episode because what happened was after last episode, I briefly just looked it up on YouTube just to see where am I at, like how much more of the game do I have left to go. And yeah, we're pretty much right near the end of the game now. Averaging for most other people is like a half an hour, probably for me a lot longer than that. But anyways, this episode won't be that short because even if we do manage to finish it within, say, the half an hour, after we're done with the game, we will be checking out the archive, or archives, I should say, which is a museum, so to speak, I think. I think it's a museum. Yeah, museum. For the second game. And then, as a bonus, we're going to actually go back to the first game and check out the archives in that game as well. Because I forgot to do that back whenever we finished the first game. Which, again, I apologize for that. I apologize for not showing it in that video. Very sorry that you had to be linked to this video to actually see it. But yeah, hey, at least I'm going to show it, okay? I could have just skipped the archives altogether, like I did the first time. Yeah, I'm going to shut up about that. Anyways, okay, so last episode, we tried to see a Ghost Train Easter egg, only to be disappointed, because it just didn't want to work for us, since, well, I believe it's because of the fact we were in the middle of the story. That's probably why it didn't work, and yeah, I'm sorry that we're not going to get to see it. But anyways, last episode, we went through quite a bit of the story, met a new friend, solved a small puzzle, crashed a tea party, took on a boss battle, got an upgrade, which, note, the upgrade is the health upgrade, if I'm not mistaken. What else? We got to see some old friends, we did a lot of sneaking, and we got to ride a train, which was kind of neat. So that was really neat. Oh, and the game finally gave us the bird. Yes, I'll leave your minds to wonder on that one. If you didn't see it, I would advise go back and watch that one. Anyways, as for this episode, as you already know, like I just said, we're gonna finish the game. So let's get up off this chair and go get that done. Actually, go finish this game once and for all. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so after the credits, then of course will be the archives. Yeah, archives. But after that, then of course we'll give some closing thoughts about the two games, and then that'll be it for this entire Bendy universe playthrough. Both games, yada yada. Okay, so right now we should be heading to the laboratory, which originally I thought was a different place, but it turns out this is, well, an actual laboratory. Well, here we go. Wilson knows the purpose. Does he now? Oh, wait. Maybe I should save right here. Whoops, wrong button. What's with the color? What is this now, Wizard of Oz? We're going from black and white and... Oh, look, it's now color. Wow, this is something. Wait, what happens if we touch it? Doink. Nothing. I'm being mesmerized. Yeah, I was trying to think of the right word. By it. I'm being drawn in. But wait, if that's what's been in these canisters this whole time. Barrels. Where'd this stuff come from? I am so confused. Just when I thought, oh hey, we might finally get all the answers and be able to finally finish everything up. But no, it's throwing a new secret at us. I really hope we get an answer. And whoa. What? Oh, this is weird. Just staring and staring. Wow. Okay, Wilson, you better explain this one. Wilson, you got some explaining to do. Whoa! We're going... Okay, so, we're definitely going down the rabbit hole now. All we now need to see is the Red Queen. Oh, and that pesky rabbit who's always on, always late. Because we already saw Alice, and she kind of took the place of the Mad Hatter, so... Yeah, we're just missing the bunny and the Red Queen. I can't talk right because I'm just being the colors. Oh, this is trippy. Wait, maybe if he injects this color into Bendy, maybe it might get rid of Bendy once and for all? But yeah, I got a bad feeling we're probably going to have to take down Wilson. So, Bendy's probably going to survive and...
You made it. Good. Come inside, my dear. We have much to discuss, but make sure you're ready. Where we're going, there will be no return until we've accomplished our mission.
Okay, so that was game talk right there for saying, hey, you've hit a point of no return until you finish the game. Oh. Hey, book. Then... no. You know what, before we step through there, I just want to test one quick thing. Okay, no, then we must have missed them. Okay, so basically the whole thing there was, if you collected all of those books I've been collecting, which obviously I guess I missed some, yeah, because I wasn't following a guide. I didn't expect to get them all. But yeah, those books have not been highlighted that I pointed out before that we've been collecting. If you collect all of them, I think there's like 25 or whatever, and then you go and sit in that seat, which of course, as you saw, you have to go down here to collect the one, or sorry, the final one here, then go back. It's supposed to give you an alternate ending, but note, it's not a good ending, so I'm not going to talk about it. You of course can just go ahead and, you know, find that in another video that actually shows that, and yeah, that way I won't spoil anything. It is kind of weird though. I mean, I kind of did want to see it, but you know what? The fact it's not a good ending, then yeah, you know me. You know I always want to go for the good ending. So, but anyways, speaking of endings, yeah. So as for the game here, real quick, there is actually 3 endings. The ending I just spoke about, which is not the what you'd call canon ending. You know, it's yeah. There's the ending which we're about to go see, which is the canon ending, meaning, you know, what if there's any more games after this, you know, this ending here is what will be accepted, you know, for future games. If there's ever future games, I'm just saying. But there's a third ending, which I did briefly mention in a previous episode, which is if you sit at the desk at the beginning of the game and don't move, don't get up for 20 minutes, then that's essentially the good ending, if you want to call it the good ending. But yeah, so there's like a good ending, a normal ending, and then a bad ending. So we'll say it like that, and well, we're about to do the normal ending, so here we go.
Thank you for coming all this way. The Ink Demon is a formidable foe. To truly destroy such a monster, he must be dethroned, humiliated. For months now, I've been working on something that will do exactly that. Cast out the demon, and put a new deity in his place. Stronger, more powerful, and controllable. Together, we just need to unleash our ultimate weapon. Come, let me show you my creation. Isn't he beautiful? Simple but elegant. A treasure. Powerful beyond anyone. The Ink Demon will fall, and we can have peace at last.
It could work, but it sounds risky. How will we control him? We don't want to repeat Joey's mistake.
No, we don't. All of the factors must be perfect. The right design, the right science, and the right soul.
Right.
At last your purpose is revealed, Audrey. This is why you're here. With your soul inside him, my creation will live forever.
Stay away from me. You're insane.
Come now, Audrey. Part of you knew this was your path. Leave yourself behind and ascend.
I thought you said we needed to save your father. I thought you had a plan to send me home, to make everything right.
I lied. My father is beyond hope. Perhaps you know him. Nathan Arch, owner of Archgate, industrial genius, business tycoon. For years I've lived in his reaching shadow. He always had time for the grand creatives of the world, the doers, as he called them. He knew only the best, the biggest thinkers. How could his lowly son ever hope to compete with that? But now, thanks to you, I can. No need to struggle. My signal prevents you from using those devilish powers of yours. And more importantly, keeps the Ink Demon from getting in. It's time to die, Audrey, and live again as a god.
No, not this time.
Okay, first, before whatever pops up, first, why didn't she just push him in there in the first place as soon as he said, you know, for her to go in there? Like, as soon as he got in her way, she should have immediately just surprise pushed him in. That actually annoyed me she didn't do that. But it's a good thing she didn't, because we got to learn that the core point of this game is the child of the one creator, well, I shouldn't say creator, the child of the one company is now fighting the child of the other company, when you really think about it. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Okay, but anyways, back to the game, but, oh great, now this new character's gonna show up. Just great. Subject accepted, well, of course. Well, bye, Wilson. Wait, can I not? Uh-oh. Blueprints? No. Trying to see if there's anything here we can grab. I guess not. Oh. A hot dog. Wait. How old is that hot dog? Maybe we just stole Wilson's lunch. Yes! Finally, 100 pieces of food! Yeah! I was so afraid we weren't gonna get it.
I decided. I decided to go for a walk this morning. Took a little stroll down to the park. Enjoyed the warm sun for a while. Found a quiet bench. Even grabbed a hot dog. It's been ages since I've done that. Tessa would kill me if she knew I've been off my diet. When I got back to the office, I stopped by the animation department and said hello to the troops. My gosh, they're getting younger every day. Either that or I'm just getting older. It all made me realize time is moving on. The hard struggles don't seem as dire as they used to. Life has other value. I think I'll go home early today. Maybe I'll even pick up a hot dog for Tessa.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make an alternate save here. That way, just in case if I can't go back on the save, I can go back on the original save. And then this way, if I die or something, then we can just reload the second save. So we don't have to go through all these cutscenes again. Oh, it's the ink machine! Actually, you know, I should have figured. Okay, so we gotta find a way to turn on the power. Unless by turning on the power is what's gonna start this whole mess.
You were birthed from the darkest shadows. Or it's time to ask the question.
Whoa! Where'd that come from? What if I don't want to pull the lever? I don't want to create this thing. Well, you know what, Bendy, can you battle this thing for me? Pretty please? Come on, you should be my friend now, right? Don't you remember the little you? The nice you? How about we team up and take down this creation, please? I don't have to fight both of you. Well, there goes our powers. Whoa! Well, at least now we know what we have to do. Hey, let's talk about this, shall we? Come on. Come on, we can just, you know, sit down, talk about this, have a cup of tea. No, guess not! Oh, whoops. Yeah. Whoa! Whoa, what the hey? This just turned into some kind of a cartoon. Whoa, that was close. Oh, dude! Can you cut it any closer? Hey, over here, stupid. Oh, guess not. Now! Whoops. Wrong button. Alright, one more switch. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh, I didn't move in time. But hey, at least we got open. And now I got my powers back, and Bendy should be coming around anytime now. Bendy. Assistance, please. Oh, it's like a spider. Wait, what's that on the inside? Oh, I think it's Wilson. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Oh, what's he doing? Whoa! Hello. It is Wilson. Hi, Wilson. Oh crap. Oh, why can't I go up there? I guess I'm just not allowed right now. It has to be. Oh, crap. Nope, I have to wait. We have to wait. Oh, I can't charge up the thing. Goodbye, Wilson. Did he just take Audrey's legs? Ew. Oh no. Oops. I just took. Oh, great! I took a picture of the trophy. Oh, come on! I'm trying to get a picture of Bendy, and I keep missing.
It's time. Your road is broken. Join the dark tunnel and give him to your suffering. You have nothing. You're without purpose. Your very existence was a terrible lie. You're a mistake. A monster. Like me. But I will make you strong. I will make you meaningful. It's the daughter of truth, the power of a team.
What's happening to me?
There's always a choice. I know you're in there. Deep behind that evil face. Inside somewhere is my little girl. My Audrey. My greatest creation.
I'm scared. I don't know what's happening.
The past doesn't define you, nor the present. In the end, all those years ago, Joey Drew finally succeeded. He created life. But Audrey, you're so much more than that. You were his family, his daughter, my daughter. And I love you so very much.
Be quiet and rich.
Remember who you are, Audrey. Remember.
Your words are wasted. The failure of Joey Drew dies.
I know you're in there. You don't have to be this anymore. It's never too late. Just a pencil and a dream isn't enough. You have to have heart.
The future is sealed. What do you think you're doing?
I'm starting over.
What?
This is the end.
Oh, no way.
Just a pawn. What makes you think you can define me?
stop hugging this wall?
Allison! Audrey, is that you in there? Come on, keep moving. We'll get you through. Tom, make us some trouble. Audrey, run! You asked for this! I got this! Just keep fighting!
The ink demon rises! Surrender yourself to the Lord of the Dark Puddles! It's time to believe!
It's open! Do this! Keep fighting! We'll be all right.
Dead end. Now what?
Need some help?
Henry, you came.
Some battles are worth fighting for, even 1,000,000 times. Come on, I found a projector up ahead. Run for it.
This man is mad, and the cycle will continue.
Well then, Just have to do better next time. My father once told me that just because we're born of darkness doesn't mean we belong to it. We're always free to choose. And here, at the very beginning, there's a choice to make. My father's cartoon world was now mine, to rule, to watch over, and to protect. I can make the cycle more bearable for my friends inside. But as for me, I'm the first of my kind. Born of ink, but living in flesh. Joey's world is escaping into ours. So, what's next? Who can really say?
that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Definitely a twist, though. However, I'm a little disappointed that the colors bit at the end wasn't explained, unless that had to do with Audrey. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's how the first game was. Like, there's numerous things that you look at and you're like, wait, what is this? This isn't explained yet. Yeah, but then you find out later on that, oh, it's because we're on a loop, and that's because it's Henry, and yada yada. So this game here, maybe that's the same thing. That maybe the colors at the end was because of something Audrey did. I don't know. But as for two scenes we have to briefly mention. Number one, there better be a third game. Because of these two scenes, which is the new Bendy, and which I believe is a good Bendy, and the Gent Corporation. If they make a third game, it's gonna have to be against Gent Corporation. They're probably the main top bad guys. You know, they're probably gonna be the biggest bad guys of the bunch. You know, like making Bendy a pushover, and that new enemy we fought and destroyed a pushover. You know, that the Gent Corporation is gonna be the true enemy across the entire trilogy. If there's ever a third game made, I hope there is. Gosh, I hope there is. However, I would really, really want them, though, to get rid of that mechanic they had in this game, which had Bendy keep showing up every few minutes, and you had to keep hiding, and you know, the thing I kept massively complaining about. Yeah, if they can just get rid of that, and if they want to keep it a horror game for the third game, then maybe go back to the way how it was in the original game with the horror aspect, you know, with Bendy actually being in the game, walking around and stuff. But personally, though, the way how the story's going, I actually wish it would kind of go away from horror and go more action, like the BioShock series. Okay? Or at least BioShock 1 anyway. So let's just say BioShock 1, just for, you know, understanding what I'm trying to explain here. So yeah, I mean, if they would go more BioShock 1 for a third game and kind of go away from the horror and just really focus on story, oh my god, that would be amazing. You know, actually, what they also should do is turn this into a movie, because you know, if they make a third game, then turn all three games into one giant movie, because my gosh, that was just wow across the whole thing. I mean, now it's sad for me that I'm not going to be re-going through the first two games here again, if there's a third. It just, well, I've already explained it many times, you know, as to why. But in terms of story, I mean, whoa, great, you know, really, really good. Even though, yes, the first game by itself, if you don't have access to the second game, or of course you played the first game originally and had to wait all these years for a second, not even knowing there was going to be a second, yes, I can understand where that would be a pain, because how there was just so many things that still wasn't 100% explained. I mean, it was, of course, theories for this, theories for that. But thankfully, with the second game here, we got the answers. The stuff from the first game was finally explained, revealed, and it wrapped everything up nicely for the first game. But now at this ending of the second game with these two scenes, the Gent Corporation scene and the Bendy scene, oh my god, now we gotta go through this whole mess again. But I do want to point out that I do love the fact that they, story-wise, actually embraced the repeating. I'll say time travel. Well, no, I shouldn't say. No, let's just say loop. Yeah, loop. The time loop. That they embraced it properly this time. So instead of like the first game leaving you in the dark, and you just are like, wait, what? What happened? How do we? You know, whereas here they explained it properly, and see, in the original game, give you the conclusion straight up that Henry 100% knew that he was going through the time loop. Okay? I mean, of course, the writing on the wall kind of proved it. But the game, like, dialogue script didn't, okay? Whereas at the end of this game, it did. Audrey, right at the end, she said, she knows she's now going through the loop. And what I loved about it is the fact, well, I don't love the fact it's a loop, but I mean, I love the fact that she can now remember things and, well, remember everything and go through and make things better. Keep changing the timeline, so it's not a straight 100% identical loop, because then nothing would ever get done, okay? But with her knowing what's going on, yeah, as you already saw with the Bendy, which I don't know how that happened, but my gosh, just to think if we have a good Bendy on our side, well, of course, red tie, which, of course, note, I think the red tie was kind of like, and actually this is why I'm saying maybe it's Audrey with the colors, because the red tie might be proven that the colors belong to Audrey, since she's more in control, and obviously it had to be her that created the Bendy, the red bow tie Bendy, so that would mean that she must be somehow in control of the colors, but I guess we'll have to wait to a third game to understand that whole bit with the colors and how she created the Bendy. Well, then again, she probably... Oh, wait a minute. How would she have done that? Now, think about it. If they have to have a soul, how did she do that? Wait, then how are the other creations created? Well, no, the other creations were created, well, by Joey and Nathan, right? Or no, didn't Nathan not create anything? I don't remember. Joey Drew created the evil Bendy, and Henry created the good Bendy, the original good Bendy, the original, back in the first game, the artwork stuff. But Joey was the one that created the creatures in this realm. Unless, maybe they're gonna go on the route that maybe the daughter Audrey, she maybe has the power to create, like, say, Joey, how he created the original ink creations in this world. Maybe that's been passed on to Audrey somehow, because you figure Audrey, she has actual powers. Okay, you saw what she could do throughout the game, and then of course even what she kind of point out at the end there, that maybe she doesn't need to, like, create like how Wilson was created, because he drew up a picture, and then he said it needed a soul, and it's like, wait, what? That's kind of backwards from how Joey and Audrey are doing things. So, yeah, maybe if you're somebody else like Wilson, maybe you have to create the stuff a little bit differently. Maybe. That's probably what's going on there, that maybe just Audrey and Joey technically are the only two that can actually create stuff in this ink world. Maybe. I don't know. Unless they had Henry help. That could be too. Ooh. That'd be a nice little twist. But anyways, a few little notes, though, about the end of the game, though. As for the playing as Bendy, that was cool, but I didn't care for the camera angle. It locked me to the left side of Bendy, which drove me insane. And so, like, being on the being behind Bendy, because actually because of the fact the camera somehow locked to the left, which didn't seem like it was there at the first part. So I don't know if it was always like that or what. But anyways, because of the fact that the camera was locked to the left, it actually made going through that a little bit more difficult than it looked for me. I actually had some trouble at a few points. As for fighting the ink creatures and stuff as Bendy, That I wish could have been just a wee little bit better, but I mean it was good. It was good. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. No complaints. The fact we could, smash the ink blobs, but I just wish that maybe there was like maybe another command or something. I did try all the buttons I could. Unless I missed something. I don't know. Maybe there was another command. But as for here, let me say it this way. As for that one ability, whenever he like smashes his fist in the ground, I kind of wish that was more of a shockwave, like an area of effect shockwave that would have maybe just pushed and destroyed all the ink creatures around him in a full 360 degree. That would have been actually, you know what? Probably if that would have been the case there, then yeah, I think maybe it would have been okay, 100%. But like I said, it still was good. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I kind of wish there was a little bit more with that, As for seeing, of course, all the characters at the end, Tom, Steve, Allison, Henry, that was neat. That was neat. Let's see what else. Oh, one thing I do want to point out, which I don't remember if I said at the end of the first game, that... which actually I can say now for both games. Both games, I liked the credits scenes. How it's presented. Okay, with the way how the camera moved through the images and seeing these particular images and showing the characters with the voice, with the names. That was nice. I really, really, really liked that presentation there for both games, especially this one. This one just, whoa. I know I've seen that with some movies and stuff, and I always like seeing it. I don't know why. This is one of my favorite ways of seeing like a credit scene. So again, that's just me, but still, I just wanted to point that out. That I really like that. I'm sure not many people normally say it, but I'm going to say it a lot. I'm going to say, hey, I like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. What else? Because, yeah, I'm trying to get my thoughts in now. Saying what I have to think, saying what I think about the games and stuff now before we go to the museum. Which actually, it should be unlocked now? Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, we'll head there in just a minute after I'm done talking. And then, yeah, so like I said, we'll after I'm done talking, we'll do the archives here, and then we'll go back to the first game and check out the archives there, and then that'll be it for the Bendy series, unless they make a third game, and then I will definitely do the third game someday, and, yeah, but like I said, though, again, just me, I wish that these were more like BioShock, less horror, and more like action and story, because again, the story from this universe is really good when you really get into it. It's sad, but good. So yeah, anyways, what else? I know there was something else I wanted to talk about real quick before we get to the archives. Oh, okay, so, now this is just a side thing, but my only sad part about gameplay-wise for the story is the fact that if you try to replay the game, then we're literally replaying from the beginning. We don't get to play the game with Audrey knowing things, with us being able to change things. We don't get to play what she was just saying at the end there. And actually, same thing with Henry in the first game. That it's sad that we don't get to play through their second playthrough, so to speak. If you try to hit, like, say, continue a new game, you're just well, of course, continue, we can go back to the world. New game, of course, we go back to the beginning. And, I kind of wish that a New Game Plus was added to this, to where you could go through as the Audrey from the end of the game, and she can react to things differently, and you can change events of have a little bit alternate endings here and there, and blah blah blah. And then maybe through the New Game Plus, by the time you get to the end, then have the real ending, which will then, of course, link into the third game. That would have been so cool. Well, again, if there's a third game. I'm not... at the moment, in time, as of me recording this, there is no third game. The second game only came out about a year ago, whatever. But... yeah, if there ever is a third game, that would what I just said with the New Game Plus would work out perfect. Well, if they do the time loop again for the third game, that would actually be really, really good to do, though, for New Game Plus. Have it like the New Game Plus be like what I said, where you can change events, and then at the end of New Game Plus, you see the true ending to the series, the real ending, the final conclusion. Some games actually have done that, believe it or not. Like, for example, Nier Automata, if I said that right. That game did it. You actually had to replay through the game, actually 3 times to be exact. Or no, was it 3 times or was it 4? I can't remember now. It's been a while since I played it. I think it was like, well, it was like 3 or 4 times, but that was understandable because you actually played different characters and stuff, so... yeah, anyways, we'll hopefully get to that game some point on this channel. But with that game, though, you actually had to replay through it a few times to get to the real ending, and it worked. It worked well, and I'm sure it could totally work for this universe. But I'm not saying like multiple times. I'm just saying like 2 times. Your first initial playthrough, and then New Game Plus, and then then conclude the story. So, yeah. Anyways, anything else? Oh! At the end with, what was her name? Betty. What happened there? We did the quest for her. She gave us the memory item. And... was that it? Because I was expecting maybe just a little bit more with Betty. Again, if that was her name. The girl we were dealing with at the end of the game before we... dealt with Wilson. Oh, where we were at last episode. I'm sorry. At the end of last episode. Yeah, I was expecting more from that. Unless I missed something. No, maybe it was just for the memory item. So, yeah. All right. Well, anyways, let's go to the archives. Hopefully, I'll remember more stuff as we go through, and Okay. It's museum time. What? Oh, we can exit from it. Okay, that's cool. Instead of like your normal, whenever you go in these museums, normally you have to... oh, I can't pause the game. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Yeah, normally you'd just pause the game and leave, but this one has an exit, and this one I can't pause. I can't... wait, can I jump? I can't jump. I can't do anything. I literally cannot do anything other than just move and look around. The Archives. Welcome to the Archives. Bendy and the Dark Revival is filled with numerous characters that each had a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the Archives, you will learn a little bit more about them in a up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore. If I go... oh, good. Okay, so I was reading that fast because I wasn't sure if that was going to go off. Alright, so it's just tied to the spot. Oh, that's good. I like how they did that. The Archives with da-da-da-da, it's Bendy! Wait, are they moving? Or am I moving? I'm moving. Yeah, that's me. Oh! There's a thing on Bendy. There. Well, no, I'm trying to get the text and the character in screen at the same time. Even though I have... okay, well... perfect. Bendy. Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit more from his traditional cartoon appearance by giving him a suit of clothes. He possessed Saint... oh, some. I had it moved from the thing. I couldn't see the one layer there. It was on that light in the back. As you can see, if I move the... yeah, look. Like, see how you can't see the O anymore? Yeah. Let me just move that again. Okay. He possessed some minor classic Bendy eerie smile. Wait, did I say that wrong? I missed a line! Oh my god! No wonder it didn't sound right. I'm sorry. Let me just zoom in. This will be a lot easier. Hello! There we go. Now I can see it, kind of. He posed. Oh, it's posed. I can't read. My god. He posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a face that sported the classic Bendy eerie smile, but still managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He's a fan favorite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voice of the Ink Demon, but this turned out to be very distracting and the idea was scrapped pretty early on. I guess I can agree with them taking out the squeak. I mean, they still could have maybe included maybe very certain little spots. Not like, not like on repeat or anything, like whenever he was freely moving around later on. But maybe like with a certain cutscene or something, he could have maybe done it, I don't know. But with him not saying anything, though, it did keep to the original game about him not having a voice at all. Well, actually, no, because the original game, he wasn't actually here. He was just the Ink Demon. In the original game, we just saw the cutouts of him. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, so as you can see here, it's a little hard trying to read the text. I have to definitely zoom in. Alright, moving on over here. Wilson, cartoon version. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the players are purposely led to believe he is a one-note character, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality. But as the story progresses, we see other sides of the character, and the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Arch, Jr., a separate character at the time, but the story made far more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of the needless narrative complexity. Yeah, I'm glad it went the way it finally did for the final product. Definitely. And then here's Audrey, cartoon version. Wait. Stuff said that... Whoops! I'm trying to get the... Oh, this is a pain in the rear. I hate this crap of the PS5 that has to have this stuff on the screen there. Wait, what? Why can't I move the, Oh, I see what the problem was. I should have moved that, then accepted, and then moved the camera. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, Audrey is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep, dark past. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience. To help the experience. Wait, what? To help the experience the adventure. That should say to. It should say to help. Oh wait, no. Oh no! There shouldn't be the in there at all. I see what the problem is. It says perfect fresh eyes to help experience the adventure. Yeah, the first the there shouldn't be there. Yeah, so that's a typo. Okay. It threw me for a loop there. Anyways, it says, from day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stands out from the other members of the cast. Which, yes, she was a really, really good character. Definitely. If they were to rewrite the story, I'd say keep her in there. Keep Henry in there. Keep her in there. You know, yeah. So that's just me basically saying, yeah, definitely keep Audrey in the game. I'm glad they brought her in instead of us. Now, normally I would say with other games I'd be sad, like, oh, we're not playing as the original character again. Aw. But actually, in this case, no, this worked out fine. Totally fine having Audrey here. However, for the third game, can we please bring Audrey back for the third game as the main character? It kind of works now since she has the power and stuff, you know, and since how the game ended, it would make more sense if we had a third game to have her as the main character again. But maybe by then she's more advanced, she has more power, she has more understanding, more knowledge, more yada yada yada, you know. That would be nice. Okay, so here's the famous ink machine. Ink. You know, I don't know why, but that just made me think of the like the Acme logo. Like, this is a giant prop in Looney Tunes, and you got a giant Acme logo on the back. The Ink Machine. Designed by Thomas Connor of the Gent Corporation. Stolen by Joey Drew. Retrieved by Archgate. And once again reclaimed by Gent. The Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. Ah, okay, since they put that in there, come on, now you know there's going to be a third game. The fact they put this in the archives, the fact it says the Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. Okay, come on. If that doesn't scream third game, good gosh. But yeah, so... Okay, so this actually answers one of my questions. So I didn't know where the Ink Machine came from, unless I missed it. They might have explained it in the first game. I think they did, but I don't remember. So it was the Gent Corporation. So then here's the question. How did the Gent Corporation make this? And why? So I guess this really, really pushes for a third game to finally explore the Gent Corporation and understand why they made everything they did. How did they make everything they did? Because everything in the first game, we kept seeing the word gent all over the place, you know, and they created this, they created that, blah, blah, blah. And then, as for the second game, though, I don't remember really seeing their logo that much, but then again, I really wasn't looking for it in the second game, but I did see it a lot in the first game. So, yeah, I definitely would love to see us go up against the Gent Corporation as Audrey, and you know what? For the fun of it, bring Henry too. Because, I mean, come on, he's a classic. Okay, so is there two, or is it... Oh, there is two, okay. There's two write-ups for this. Can I see the... Is there a write-up for the other stuff? I guess not. No. The Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realized the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed to look different than everything else in the world and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Beast Bendy. Returning for the climax of Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also was revisited with the mindset of making him far more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend to build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. It's practically a trope. Our idea, what if you got to play as that final form instead? Which, yes, I'm glad we got to play it as it instead of going against it. So yeah, that was a nice flip at the end. Besides, we fought him already in the first game. It just would have felt too deja vu, so to speak, if we fought him again here. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There is games out there that have done that, where you will fight a same boss again, which normally is okay. But this time, I am glad they went the opposite route and had us play as Bendy for a while. That was neat. Porter. As the cycle was held in place, and with the influence of the ink demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter, a lost one who came to claim a new identity as an explorer. Porter was written with the knowledge that the Dark Revival would feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and this light-hearted innocence would help the player feel some warmth in this inky world of sorrow. Which, the different characters did. Made so you weren't, like, depressed the entire time for the world. I thought there was some hope. Heidi. It is believed that Heidi has spent some time in the pit, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. Oh, it was Keepers, that's right. I was trying to remember their name in last episode. It is unclear why, but mostly likely she was able to access places she shouldn't have. The experience in the pit changed her, as it does many, reverting her into a childlike state, longing for happiness again. The Keepers. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the Keepers will get the job done, no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the ink demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away, until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The Keepers were visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the ink machine itself. Faceless beings made of gears and wires, with no sense of morality. Morality ordered around like cattle. A creation living without purpose. Which has 3 arms. I briefly did notice that before, but we're actually getting to see it a little bit better now. Wait, is this saying the same thing? What? It says the same thing for her? Great. The Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie, and Edgar, the 3 original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the ink machine. Deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts and bond together to stay alive with sneak attacks on the prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial 4th member of the gang, Carly, the Ghost Girl. Although, when you begin to examine her closely, Carly appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside. Wait, what? I like how these ones here are in these tubes that we actually were in at the one point in the game, whenever we first were dealing with the keepers. Now, did I miss something in the game? Because... Oh, that's right. He was dead. He was upside down dead at the beginning of the game. I was about to say, wait, I remember seeing this little guy all over the place. He kept attacking us early game. And of course, we know about the ghost here that we unleashed, and she kept attacking us throughout the game. But as for this character, he was hanging upside down in a vent dead, so that was him. But as for this character, I don't remember if we saw the Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm remembering two things right now. I remember seeing him upside down dead in the vent. Unless it was that one. But at the same time, I also remember... Wasn't it him that it was the first one we saw that scared Audrey off the ladder at the beginning of the game? And, well, our episode 1 of the second game here. So was there multiple of him? Because again, like I said, we saw that one, but I don't remember where we saw this one. Now, in terms of the first game, you know, we definitely saw the gang in the first game. At the end of the game, when we had to go through those offices and stuff to get the ink to create the pipe pieces to get to Bendy's lair, or well, actually the vault and then Bendy's lair. But I specifically remember this one from the first game, big time. Oh, and that's a fishing hook. Oh, I always wondered what that was. I never actually got a good look at it till now. And that's supposed to be like a wrecking ball. Ooh. It's sad I can't jump or crouch, so I can't, like, try to see these a little bit better here. But yeah, we could have avoided going against this little thing, seeing it throughout half the game, if I had never have opened up the crate that it was hiding in. But the good news is you get a trophy for going through the game with this creature out. So I guess it was worth it. Especially on the fact that this little ghost girl, she didn't really terrorize us that much. She terrorized us a little bit whenever we first released her, but then after that, there was only like one other spot where she gave us just a little bit of trouble, which was when we were in like this booth surrounded by like a larger area. It was like 2 floors, and we kept having enemies go all over the place. She did bother us a little bit there, but after that, anytime we saw her, it was just real quick and really wasn't anything to worry about. I'm trying to make out what she has for, like, earrings. It's really weird. You know, out of the designs of the original creations to the altered versions, I'd probably say that this character here, if you can just barely see that in the dark, to its altered version here is probably the most difference. Like, I can't even recognize that this creature here is actually supposed to be that character there. But yet, like this one, I can see the resemblance. Okay? And same thing with this one. I can see the resemblance. This one, of course, we obviously know the resemblance, but this one is also changed, though. Oh, maybe because that's a mask. Because it even says, Carly appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside. So maybe that's supposed to be a mask. And then, of course, we can't see the real face behind the mask. I don't know. Oh. Sammy Lawrence. The famous music composer of the studio, Sammy Lawrence, originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival, but in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in favor of telling a more coherent storyline. Although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and the Ink Machine long before Porter and Audrey could wield it. Oh, that's right. I was trying to think there. Yeah, we did see that in the first game. There was a point where he bolted forwards. Right? Or no, am I thinking of the second game? Where was the point? Wait, no, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking of the second game. I'm thinking there was a creature. Oh, I'm thinking of Porter. Okay, wait. Then where was it in Bendy and the Ink Machine? When did he do the teleport there? Because yeah, I was just picturing Porter in the second game. The first time we saw Porter, whenever we had to lower like a giant pipe to go cross it. Yeah, okay, that was Porter. So when did Sammy use it? I can't think. I don't know. Amok. I think you could actually skip this guy? You know, continue the game and just not even go against him? Or wait. I'm trying to remember the route. I don't know. No, maybe we did have to run into him. It says, ruler of a sewer cult, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the ink had continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places. Although he was weak in a fight, his name will simply never die. Oh, that just reminded me of something with the main story. If we reset the cycle at the end of the second game here, did the cycle go all the way back to Henry? Or did the cycle only go back to Audrey? Since Audrey can control things now. Alice Angel. The self-appointed queen of the studio, Alice Angel, is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Forever lost in a tide of insanity, She is an absolute delight to write as a character, an angel with many layers. Time will only tell if this inky temptress will ever reappear. Well, if she does, then Allison better also reappear. Same thing with Tom. And hopefully Allison and Tom and Henry and Audrey all have bigger roles in the next game. Well, of course, like I said, Audrey being the main character. That would be nice. That'd be nice. Okay, so here we have the boss for this game. Ship Ahoy Dudley. Oh, that's what it said. I could not read that whenever we were looking at it originally. Oh, hold on. Alright, Ship Ahoy Dudley. The demented invention of Wilson, created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the ink demon in the cartoon world, and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. Neither of these happened. Ship Ahoy Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy, along with his sidekick Crackle the Crab. It is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have had together. That was the other thing. Where was the crab at? Unless they just merged together. Because, oh, I said spider when we were facing him. Yeah, he's got crab. Okay, his legs were based off the crab. I should have picked up on that during the battle. Oh, you can see Wilson's head. Oh, and his hand. Huh. He's bleeding colors. Oh. Maybe he's bleeding colors because of the picture here being in color. But that, wait, how did this become color? Was it back to what I was saying about maybe Audrey was bringing in the color and then Wilson was just stealing some of the color to make this thing? But no, that wouldn't make any sense because then that would mean that Audrey would have done that first. That means we were already in a loop. No, that can't be right. No. Okay, that doesn't make much sense when I try to think about it. Yeah, there's a little bit of an issue with the timeline here, but no, I'm just not going to think about it because... just, no. King Widow. Ink Widows have begun to infest where the light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when its young are threatened. Well, I'm sorry. I fell in. I was just trying to get out of there, so sorry, but now it's dead. And then here's Steve. Oh, it's called Lurker. Huh. The Lurker, or Steve as he became to be known, was originally created as a brute-type enemy that would free roam the way Lost Ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the random ink demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting the player on edge while exploring previously traversed locations. In the end, the Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding him into more than just a typical enemy. Which, yes, I am so glad he became an ally rather than an enemy. So glad on that. So I'm glad they went that route. Did I hear something when I was walking up? I could have sworn I heard a weird sound, like a crackle sound. Betty. A faithful maid, among other things, to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival. As a failed experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio, she was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have previously left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she was just a bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found. Yes, I would love to have Betty return for the third game, if there's a third game, because, yeah, there definitely need to be more there. I didn't feel that we got any conclusion there. And I like that character, and I hope that she didn't know. I hope that she was not in on it with Wilson, that she was completely in the dark, and that she's gonna stay good. I hope. Joey Drew, memory version. The man, the legend, the memory. Creating this vision of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game. This was a man with all the guilt from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it. The real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him of his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them, and help fight the darkness he created. Which, yeah, this was definitely a twist, having a clone version, so to speak, of Joey in the world. Okay, we still have 2 more rooms to go through. Cycle breakers! Oh, nice. They got their own room. Nice, nice, nice. However, before we continue, quick little BRB here. Okay, back, and we can continue, and we're starting off with Henry Stein. The original Cycle Breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago. Once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon and finding his way home to his wife, Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Saved as a special surprise for the fans of Bendy and the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the game, during the entire production. Wait, did I read that right? Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years. But Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal, which I'm so glad. I am so glad we finally got a face reveal. We can now finally see what Henry looks like, because in the original game, we were just a camera. You know, we were just a floating camera, kind of like this right now. I have no body. And we didn't know what Henry was. We didn't know whether he was a stick figure. We didn't know whether he was just an ink blob. We didn't know anything. But now we know that he's one of the ink creations. Which... yeah, I've been saying creatures and stuff for the other ones and monsters. But yeah, he'd be considered, him and the others like him, like her and would be ink creations. But of course I can go back to say ink people. Yeah. But anyways, yay! Getting to see Henry. Oh, here we go. Now we can... wait, can I finally see this weapon? Oh no, I can't. Oh, I can't go behind. Crap. I'm trying to make out what it is. Because obviously it's not a large pair... Oh, maybe it is a large pair of scissors. Because look at the handle. That totally looks like it's like a one piece of a large pair of scissors. I can't think what else that's supposed to be. What's interesting though is that it's been cut a little bit like as if it's a cutlass, which is kind of neat. Anyways, we have Allison, and yeah, I like how it is listed as Allison right here. That's good. I like that. Returning for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and the Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. Which, yeah, was really, really nice. I just wish Boris would have had more screen time with Allison. Or, I'm sorry, Tom. I keep saying Boris because it is the original creation. But yeah, this is Tom, which is still a Boris, but just changed his name to reflect what he is, since he responded to Tom, which Allison called him Tom, which I don't remember. I could have sworn there was a point in the first game where there was a character named Tom, I think, where he could have gotten that name Tom from. Okay, so where the arm connects... sorry, not connects, I'm sorry. Where the elbow is, that does look fully robotic. But the rest, the upper part and the lower part looks normal. Like, it looks like he has a normal hand. But then, again, when we get to that elbow, it looks robotic. And then it looks like his upper arm is normal. Oh, unless it was probably cut somewheres in the middle where his elbow is. And then he just reattached his arm with the hand, you know, the lower part of the arm and the hand back to his normal body using this contraption. That's probably what happened there. Maybe we might be able to learn a little bit more in the archives of the first game, maybe. But anyways, as for what it says here, Tom. Tom is Allison's silent protector, and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where is Boris the Wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own. What? Wait, so Boris is alive out there? Why is that not being made into a game? Or if it is, why is it on console? Okay, one more area. Oh, hold on, I missed this one. I mean, this is where we came in, but I missed this sign. Artist's Rest. Comforts for the overachiever. Oh, that was in the original game. Okay, as I was saying, we have one area left. And then we'll go back to the first game. For the archives. Audrey's donut. No, you can't have it. Oh. Nathan Arch Sr. Nathan Arch was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could despite Nathan's career pressures. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise. Wait a minute, I just happened to think, there was a point during the credits where we saw a guy sitting down with what I thought was a little girl, which I thought it was Joey with Audrey. But after reading this, almost made me think that that was... No, it had to be Joey with Audrey. Yeah. Anything else here? Wait, something popped up for a second. Oh, there! There it is again. Come on. There. But the character, she keeps moving, so I can't hold it in place. Bendy cutout. Who put this here? I can't get any closer. Okay, we'll start with Wilson, then end with Audrey. Alright, the original Wilson. Well, and I shouldn't say... Well, I mean original in terms of the game. Not original in terms... Which actually, wait a minute. How did these two get out in the real world, then? If they were created in the Ink world? Wilson. Haunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Arch, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. Holding the cycle in place, he continued his experiments. Experiments that could not fully be realized until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. Okay, so this definitely confirms like what was in the story. He was in the ink realm, then somehow he got to the regular realm, or sorry, real world, and then he went back to the ink realm. But I guess he only came back to our realm to retrieve Audrey. Right? But then again, how did Audrey get into... Wait. Oh! Oh! I got on the thing. Yes, here we go. Wait, how did I do that? There's like one tiny little spot you can get up there. Well, actually, no. I take that back. Two tiny spots. No? Oh, now, okay, now it's kind of letting me go up and down. I don't get it. I don't get it. Whoa! Audrey. The unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer, Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father. But his role in her life was not over. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew's machine? The machine of her birth? Or was it planned? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Alright, now, I'm assuming I didn't miss anything. I'm hoping I didn't miss anything. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. Alright, anyways, BRB, and we're going to switch over to the first game so we can check out the archives, well, in the first game. So, again, BRB. Okay, so now that we're back in the first game, see, this is how I missed this originally, that you can only access the archives through the chapter select of the first game. And then anyways, you just get to the question mark, and yeah. Welcome to the archives. Whoa! Okay, there's a lot to process here. Oh gosh, the movement. It's a little different than the second game. Anyways, Bendy and the Ink Machine began when the developer slash cartoonist known as the Meatley, I think that's how you say it, experimented with bringing a sketched 2D style into a 3D world. After turning the idea into a horror game, Chapter 1 of the game was created in a little under a week with programmer slash friend Mike Mood and released on February 10th in 2017. Much to their surprise, it struck a chord with global indie gamers almost overnight. Meatley and Mike Mood decide to drop all other projects to work on Bendy and tell a most unique ink story. The entire game was completed a chapter at a time in a year and a half by a small but dedicated group of indie developers. Although the concept and story remained as originally intended, the game changed over development as characters and models were refined from their early thrown-together versions. This archive is a peek behind the scenes at that process. Which side? Well, let's start with the Ink Machine. Before a major visual upgrade, this version of the Ink Machine was the one used in the game. Much of this machine's iconic fan-loved design was translated into the final version. This is funny. Henry Stein. Once an equal business partner of Joey Drew, Henry Stein was a talented animator and character designer until leaving the company around 1930. His place in Joey Drew Studios' history is somewhat undocumented, but he is often rumored to be the true creator behind many of the studio's most memorable characters. Oh, wow. We can see so much of him here. Oh, I'm so glad we got to play the second game and actually get to see him. But this is funny, though. This is actually hilarious. For the original game, since he doesn't have a character model, that you literally, in the archives, don't see anything. That's great. I love that. That's a cute little joke there. What the? Oh, hold on. Let me change the controls here real quick. Okay, I had to flip the controls back to normal because, as I've already said at the beginning of this playthrough of Dark Revival, I had to swap the R1 button with the square button. But right now I just finally swapped it back, so now the square button again. It's just I need that so that I can do that a little bit easier. It's just, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I should have done that sooner. Okay, so here we got Concept Bendy. Okay, so this is one of the ones I briefly knew about ahead of time, only because of the fact I saw a picture of this on the internet. And note, this was unrelated to the archives part. This was just, I found out about this a little while ago. Oh gosh. I'm glad this version did not make it into the game. That is just... That's way too creepy. That just... Ugh. Concept Bendy. This is the first version of Bendy ever modeled. In the earliest concepts, Bendy was much smaller and cuter, with a face that split open to reveal a terrifying mouth. Yeah, this, I feel like, would have gone in the pile of, like, maybe just cheap, crappy horror games. If this one would have been the main. No offense to the creation, though, but it's just this versus what we have now. I prefer what we have now. Definitely, because the version we have now, you can have a split personality with what we have right now. Seeing the small Bendy be the good guy and the tall, scary Bendy being the bad guy, okay? Whereas this thing, it's just all over just creepy as all get out, because even he could be looking normal, and then all of a sudden, it's just... You know that it's always this. You know, with this concept here, this original design, there couldn't have been a split personality, because it all would have been just one creature. Whereas, as I said, like I just said, you know, what we have, we can have split personality, both good and bad. Okay, so here we got Alpha Bendy. This is the original game-used design of Ink Bendy from the earliest version of Chapter 1. It is jokingly referred to as bird poop with a smile among the development team. Oh my god. Anyways. Now, I'm assuming, of course, it had the rest of the body. I'm not sure why we're not seeing the whole body here, unless... Yeah. Yeah, not much to see with this one. So, again, I'm glad for the version we have versus this one. Let's look at this one again. Hold on. See, the one up there looks like it has a suit on. Oh, actually, it looks more like a bug, actually. Ooh. Okay, now I see that a little bit better. Now, that one up there looks just like the actual version we have at the end of the first game. Whenever he goes into Rhino mode. In the, boss battle. Anyways, here we have Beta Bendy. Oh, it's all wavy! One normal hand, and then one giant cartoon hand. I say cartoon hand because a lot of old cartoons would characters would always wear gloves. If I'm not mistaken, I think the reason why they wear gloves in the original cartoons, a lot of the characters, is to distinguish the hands more, make them be able to be more easier to be seen, and that they don't blend in with the characters and stuff. Especially whenever you had like a lot of the old black and white cartoons and stuff, maybe sometimes those hands could probably blend into the character as they would move the hand around, but whereas having a glove, it's more distinguished. You know, it's not going to put the same color on like of the hand over the body, and then you can't see with the hand, whereas with the glove you can. I'm pretty sure that was the original reason for why they had gloves. Same thing with which actually, wait, is it shown here? The 4 fingers. Yeah, this should have 4 fingers to also represent the other thing, was that, from what I understand, is that originally, a lot of cartoon characters were also given 4 fingers instead of 5, just due to the fact that it was a lot more easier to draw the hands that way, rather than giving them 5 fingers. But of course, nowadays, you look at that and you just think of it normal, but yeah, that was supposedly that way. Anyways, that's at least from what I'm my understanding of that. Alright, so Beta Bendy. This was Ink Bendy's form until the release of Chapter 4. At that time, the game received a major visual upgrade, and the title character got a whole new model as well. Okay, so basically, if you were one of the original people playing the original chapters of the game, you would have seen that Bendy there. Huh. Oh. Ink Bendy. Ink Bendy, as we know him today, although similar to Beta Bendy, this upgraded version was remodeled, enhanced with a higher polygon count, and given new ink effects. Okay, so the original one was just like a little wavy, and this one's literally like ink is just running down him. Here, okay, so yeah, between the regular hand and the cartoon hand, you can see the difference in the fingers. You see with the regular hand, 5 fingers. The cartoon hand, 4 fingers. Just to point out why I'm calling that the cartoon hand. Well, also the fact is, the glove and yeah. Ew. Okay, so here we have Beast Bendy. Ink Bendy's horrific final form in Chapter 5. Pulled away from the cartoon facade and revealed the demon within. Beta Searcher. Early in development, with just a few weeks to create Chapter 2, the Beta Searchers were designed in record time before being fully retooled later on. They were the first fighting enemies encountered in the game. Oh, I wonder if this eventually became that one thing that we eventually grabbed the ink off of. We had a fight in Chapter 3 of the first game. Final Searcher. The Final Searchers were far more robust in appearance. They were smoother with better... Oh, no, I'm sorry. These are the regular enemies we were fighting. I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah. We're more, as I was saying, let's see, we're far more robust in appearance. They were smoother with better ink effects and a more human appearance. Beta Sammy. Yeah, I can see where they were definitely going with this one. I'm actually surprised they didn't keep Beta Sammy. On the fact that, you know, it's more of the just the general ink creature, but I can see why they went with the final version. You know, giving muscles and stuff, really trying to make him look more human and whatnot. So yeah, I see why they went that route. But yet, if they would have kept it this route, I think it still might have worked. But well. The fact it did give that creepy vibe in the first game, on the fact that we were trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, is this a human turned into an ink blob, or is this an ink blob created like that? You know, because these guys were basically part of the studio, and you're like, wait, what's going on here? So yeah, I guess it's definitely a good thing. Then they gave it more of a human appearance here versus keeping with the ink blob originally. But anyways, Beta Sammy. With his first appearance in Chapter 2, fan favorite Sammy Lawrence became a terrifyingly entertaining character. When his slim build was deemed not threatening enough, he was redesigned and given a better skeletal rig for more advanced animation. Yeah, I guess but whenever they say not threatening enough, I guess I can kind of agree with that, you know. But I mean, hey, in a scary horror game, you can make a character like that be very, very, very scary and threatening. Just, yeah. Anyways, as for the final Sammy Lawrence's final form came complete with a bulked up stature and more powerful limbs. The mad songwriter may finally get noticed now, at least by fans. Also, is his feet going through the floor here? I wonder what the story is with that particular character up there on the wall of the Butcher Gang. Why it had the sign Liar on it. I noticed that in the other archives, but I can't figure out why. This one's disturbing with the head. The top mouth. Because I noticed that as well in the other archives. Even though, actually, at that point, though, I actually thought it was a zipper. In the other archives, I didn't know it was a mouth, so this is actually more disturbing. Out of these different characters from the Butcher Gang, that one there is really the only one that really looks like a natural zombie, so to speak. Well, except for the plunger, but that one really captures the zombie feel. This one, both disturbing and... Is his stomach supposed to be like a furnace or something? I don't know, but his head, he's got his teeth for top of his head. Okay, so that explains why his mouth is sewed up. Okay, at least that makes more sense now. But as for this one I just feel he's like a fisherman. And it looks like he's got a diving suit on, kind of. Now, of course, so we already noticed the fishing rod for the neck, but it's just weird that his head is is like a wrecking ball. Unless that's supposed to be a diving, or no, a kind of like an anchor, maybe. I don't know. Do we not have write-ups? Okay, so there's artwork. And then there's the creature. So these are the ink people we saw in the first game. Which, of course, is an early design, obviously, because I remember them having more texture. Okay, so the evil angel. When did she? No, did she ever wear a an apron? I guess that was just an early version then. I don't remember seeing her wearing an apron. Oh, but anyways, whenever I mentioned about the evil angel being like Two-Face from Batman, one little note that kind of supports that, and I mean, of course, not just the Two-Face, of course, the face, the duh moment, but I'm saying like a small little note, is that with Two-Face in the Batman universe, if I'm not mistaken, he used a Tommy gun as well. Whenever... Well, at least in the early stuff. I'm not saying anything recent. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know recent stuff. I don't know how they've made Two-Face nowadays. But some of the original stuff, he would have a Tommy gun. Well, no, when I say original, I don't mean original. Let's go back to maybe the 1990s. And I think Batman the Animated Series in the 90s... Look at that point. That, I believe, is where he had the Tommy gun, I think. Pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen this show, so I don't remember. But anyways, still, with the evil angel here using the Tommy gun, it just, you know, it just made me think more of, like, okay, yeah, that's definitely a takeoff of Two-Face. Oh, okay, so she... Yeah, see, here's that same weapon, but it's, of course, a little bit different here. But, yeah, it still looks like it's a, part of a, giant pair of scissors. Okay, so here we have Tom. Okay, so this version, the arm between the elbow to the hand is the part that's missing. Whereas it looks like the elbow is actually there in this version. Whereas in the second game, he was missing the elbow. It looked more robotic. And I could have sworn I saw the arm, lower arm. As for the hand, yeah, it's definitely an original hand there. Because you can see in between. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing the fingers at all. Well, actually, no. The one finger looks like it's... Actually, wait. From that angle, it almost looks like they're all fake. But... robotic. Huh. Tom, you're a mystery. Love to get a backstory on that. Okay, so I'm guessing that's an early concept for Bendy's lair. Is that another concept of Bendy's lair? No, it can't be. It looks like it's on a desk. I don't know. That's kind of an odd one. Okay, so here we have the original Butcher Gang. The Piper, Stryker, and Fisher made up the dreaded Butcher Gang. Interestingly, the ink-corrupted versions of the characters were designed first and then were reverse engineered back into their more family-friendly cartoon forms. Oh, okay. And then here we have the head from the carnival, like machine, carnival machine? Well, ride. Just carnival ride. But yeah, this is the head that we, fought against. Which is, if I remember correctly, is supposed to be the creator of that theme park they were supposed to build. Which is funny how small the head is here, and then how large it was in the second game. When we saw it in the, what was it, 4th? Or was it 5th? 4th? No. Whatever chapter it was, I can't remember now. Okay, Beta Boris. Oh my god. Oh, that's disturbing. Papa was the original name of the character that eventually became Boris the Wolf. This early version was released with Chapter 1. He was quickly refined into the Boris we know today with the release of Chapter 2. Oh, wow. So, if you got to play Chapter 1 back before it got updated, you actually got to see that version of Boris. Which, I am so glad they changed it. Wow. Of course, there's Bendy's throne with the projectionists. Projectionist heads? However you want to phrase it. And of course, the end reel. And here we have Boris the Wolf. Boris the Wolf, A Friend to the End, was designed using various references from cartoons of the 1920s. A blend of West Coast and East Coast animation styles, this silent and supportive wolf won over the hearts of many, although at times he was a headache for the development team due to his AI taking a mind of its own during production. Huh. But it's just sad, though, that supposedly the Boris that we knew was either killed or made into that. Okay, and as for the final... I'm just looking around, making sure there's nothing else. For the final thing on this tour... Brute Boris. Alice Angel's Monstrosity. Brute Boris was one of the biggest surprises of Chapter 4. His design was roughly based on the Frankenstein monster, but with a more unfinished appearance. Alice took parts from within him and substituted things that his body is rapidly rejecting. So the mystery still remains. Is this the original Boris that we got to know and love, that became a friend? Or is this a different Boris? And our Boris is still out there somewhere. Bendy and the ink machine. Wow. Alright, anyways, quick little BRB. Okay, I felt like just switching us back to this screen here for the final scene here. Anyways, I've also muted the audio, so you're only just gonna hear me. You're not gonna hear the game's audio. So yeah, don't worry. It's not a glitch. It's just me muting the audio. But anyways, as for the two archives, whoa, definitely got to see a lot. And you know what? Based on what we saw with the archive from the second game, that with the combination of course, the main ending to the second game, I want to fully believe we're going to have a third game. So, yeah, but who knows if we'll ever get it, and who knows how long it's going to take, because it took quite a long time for us to get the second game, so who knows how long it's going to take to get the third game. However, one thing I will say, though, I hope that they definitely do the same thing they did with the second game for the third game, which is release it as one full package. Don't do the same thing they did with the first game, where they released it in different parts, chapter-wise. No, don't release in parts. Make it all one full game, and like the second game, and that'd be great. Because actually, with the second game here, we can freely go all across the entire game. You know, you can go from the end of the game all the way back to the beginning of the game. Well, with the exception of the office, of course. But you can go everywhere in the Ink world, whereas you can't do that in the first game. The first game, you just got these few chapters and that's it. So, anyways, I will say I loved the fact the second game was all one complete package. You know, so that was great. But like I said, though, the only thing I truly would love to see gameplay-wise from the first game would be the... Again, if we're going the horror route, then go back to how Bendy would roam the area, rather than the crappy system we had in the sequel, which was, okay, it's been 5 minutes, time for Bendy to show up, and you have to hide within, you know, the next 5-10 seconds, or else it's instant game over, and that's it. And I'm sorry, but that was a bad system. I mean, it would have been okay if it wasn't literally like every few minutes, you know, over and over and over again. If they would have maybe done it maybe just a handful of times, you know, scattered across the game, okay, so that it would pop up when you least expect it, all right, then it could have worked. At least from my point of view, it seems like it could have worked that way. But the fact it was just on a basic loop, yeah, it wasn't executed right. As for the enemies, and again, I've already said this many times before, as for the enemies, now, see, the thing is, I don't know how it was in the first game. I actually don't know if the enemies would respawn in the first game. Because, see, the first game we had those chapters. So we couldn't go back to previous areas of the game, because you'd have to reload the chapter and whatnot. So, with the second game here, we had these infinitely respawning enemies, which... that was bad. I did not like that at all. Now, if we had a system in the game where you needed parts from enemies, you know, like if enemies drop certain things, certain collectibles, certain blah, 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 whatever, then yeah, then you kind of need infinitely respawn enemies. But whenever the enemies really are not giving you anything, sure, you loot their bodies and you can maybe pick up some food or some parts for the... those safe lockers. No, what were they called? Safe lock and no, safe and lock and safe. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the safe. Either way, those safe boxes. If they dropped other stuff like again something you need for like crafting something in terms again not the safes, but I mean like, oh, you need to tackle this enemy or that enemy to get a part that you need to build a weapon upgrade. If they had a system like that in the game, then I can understand having, you know, respawning enemies for this type of game here. But the fact there wasn't any of that, which I'm actually glad there wasn't, honestly. I'm glad we didn't have to rely on getting stuff like that. Honestly, I'm very glad about that. For this game, anyways. For this game, other games it works, you know, but this one, like I said, I'm just glad they didn't have that. But like I was saying, this game, it did not need the infinitely respawning enemies because it just took away. It took away that progression feeling. Like you basically you're slowly pushing yourself through a horror game. You clear out the enemies of this scary area, only to go back and find out, oh, all your work was just for nothing. Other than, of course, the exploration, but in terms of clearing out the enemies, it's like, wait, what? Why are they back? I just spent the last 5 minutes taking these guys down. Why are they back? You know. So, anyways, as I was saying, yes, for the third game, if there's a third game, please get rid of the infinitely respawning enemies. Or if you're gonna have respawning enemies, don't make it every 5 seconds. Okay, because I remember when we were in chapter 2, was it? It was when we got the weapon. That there were the large area we were in, we would no sooner take down enemies and then literally turn around and then there was more enemies. I mean, there literally was not a break. I don't remember what episode it was, but you know, go back, rewatch wherever it is when we get the weapon, and it was like right after that we find out that the enemies. Oh yeah, it would have had to be episode 2. I don't know what chapter that is, but yeah, it was definitely episode 2. Now I think about it, because yeah, I remember now. It definitely was episode 2. So yeah, you can go back there and see the proof when I'm talking about that. It again was not implemented right. Now, like I said though, with the first game, I don't know, but the first game it didn't feel like they respawned. So no, they didn't actually. Now I think about it, because I think we did backtrack a few times. Yeah, they didn't respawn in the first game. So yeah, if we can go back to like the first game with that as well, that would be great. For a third game, get rid of the infinitely respawning enemies. But anyways, let's see what else. Anything else I need to add to this? I kind of already just said whatever I need to say, you know, before we went into the archives. So I think we're good. Other than, of course, with the archives, though, I really wish there was some more information with those few things we didn't see information on. Like the carnival head guy and theme park head guy, whatever you want to call him. I said carnival because of the machine. The ink creature, the artwork in the back. I really wish we could have gotten more information about that stuff in the first game's archive. But hey, you know, I'm glad we had an archive to begin with. You know, I mean, that was great. Wow. So I'm trying to think right now, because whatever I don't say now, that's it. It either maybe, if there's anything else, it may be lightly typed up in the description of this video, or that's it. You won't be able to hear any more of what I'm about to say about this game until I would play the third game, if there's ever going to be a third game. So I'm just trying to think of everything. I'm trying to cover all my bases. Okay, let's look at it this way. Let's look at some other points. Would I recommend the game? The games. The two games. If you like horror games and you really want to get involved engrossed into a really good story, and you're okay with trying to look at the final details to truly understand the story, then yes, I fully recommend the Bendy universe. And I'm saying that because, again, both games. But in terms of, like, if you want a really, 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 really scary game and you don't care about the story at all, then probably no. There's other games that are way, 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 way scarier. One thing I will say, that the first game, I was way more scared in the first game than the second game. The second game is more just like little jump scares for me about like an enemy showing up out of the blue. But for the most part, the second game was a little more frustration than anything. Again, with those systems I've mentioned 1,000 times now. But yeah, the first game is where it really, really, really hit that creepy horror factor. As I even explained in, what was it, episode 3 or whatever it was. No, it's during chapter 3 of the first game. Yeah, whether that was episode 2 or 3, whenever I talked about all that. So I think it was at the end of episode 2 of the first game, I think. Either way, it was when we were in chapter 3. So, yeah, I fully spoke about that, how scared I was going through there. And, yeah, I just, like I said, though, just right now, I didn't get that same feeling with this game. I mean, when I first went in this game, after playing the first game, I started to go into this game thinking, oh god, it's going to be nothing but scary. But in the end, this game here, the scary kind of went away, and just the frustration kicked in. And I will also just re-say what I said in a previous episode. Sorry for the frustration. Sorry for that. It's just... After going through the first game and then hitting the frustration points in this game, it was kind of a letdown. It was disappointment in that regard. But I mean, everything else is fine, except for what I complain about. So if you didn't hear me complain about anything else, which I didn't, I only complained about those two factors. The respawn enemies in the hide and seek game with Bendy in the second game here. You know what? Everything else was fine. Everything else is great. So yeah. But yeah, in terms of like what I recommend the game, yeah, that's my answer for that. In terms of like, do I love the games? Do I like the games? Do I hate the games overall? Well, I kind of already talked about this already, but again, if I took out the frustration of the second game, what I said, and if I took out just a little bit of scariness in the first game, then yes, I will say I actually can probably say I love the story. I'm eager to see more. And for me to say that for a horror game, in this case horror series, that's really saying something. So just let that be known, for me to actually say I want more. But note, like I said, me personally, I would like to see a little less horror and more story. I mean, I'll at least give the second game that much credit in terms of the fact that, because the fact that the frustration was kind of taken over and less scary, it actually helped me get through the game a lot better. But yet, I don't want frustration to be there to get through a horror game. It's so complicated. Like, me, myself, I don't want to really go through the horror game, but at the same time, I don't want to go through a frustration game. So, yeah. Anyways, after playing through the games, would I play through them again? Probably still the answer is going to remain the same. Probably not. Okay, I'm probably still going to be just one and done with these. But like I said, looking forward to if there's a third game, and would play through that just once. And yeah, I'd probably say that. I just had something else I was going to talk about real quick, and I just lost it. Crap. You know what? I'm going to think on that for a little bit. BRB, hopefully I'll remember. And when I come back in just a second, who knows how long it'll be for me, I can actually remember what it was I was just about to say. Because I don't want to be wasting time here just trying to think what it was. So, BRB. Alright, I've been sitting here for a while, and I can't think what it was. And I've been trying to think if there's anything else I should be saying, and I can't think. My mind is a blank. Watch, it'll come back to me after I finish this entirely. It always happens, always happens. Well, like I said, if there's anything else, I'll put it in the description of this video, in the notes part. But if not, then yeah, and I will hopefully be able to talk more about this in the future with the third game. That's what I'm hoping. So, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, if there's anything I missed throughout both games, whether it's the games themselves or the archives, I'm sorry. I tried to show everything I could. Same thing with the Easter eggs. I tried to show the few that I wanted to show, but as you saw, well, we had some problems with that. And as for a lot of that stuff, I think you just have to finish the game first in order to access a lot of the stuff I was trying to do. And I would just recommend maybe checking out a Easter egg guide and go from there and try see the stuff yourself. Yeah, anyways, I tried to show all that I could. If I missed something, again, I'll say it again, I'm sorry. So yeah, well, anyways, that's going to be it for episode 7, the final episode of Bendy and the Dark Revival. And that's going to be it for Bendy for now. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll, of course, be back next time with a whole new game. So tune in and find out whatever that's going to be. And, yeah. But anyways, again, it's going to be it for this episode. So until next time, keep on gaming.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know